Hello and welcome to Off the Grid. Again, we've got a brand new driver with us today for a quick conversation. Zac Drummond, the number 5 plate from the IAME Cadet class in the British Kart Championships. Zac, how are we?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for asking. Now, Zac, let's talk a little bit about your career. Let's talk about last year, first of all, because you are a Honda Cadet champion from last year in the British Kart Championships. This year, we're just in the IAME Cadet class. What made you drop one of the classes and stick with, what made you choose IAME over Cadet? Or IAME over Honda, sorry.
I just thought after I'd won the championship, I wanted to focus on IAME more. But I still liked the Honda as I went in it a couple of weeks ago at Warden Law, so it was a good run to wear my number one.
Excellent. Yeah, I suppose it is nice to run the number one, isn't it? So, yeah, like I say, at Warden Law, it was a fantastic round. It was a tough round with the weather conditions that were a bit treacherous for us. But yeah, from that one, I am a cadet this year. You know, it would be nice to have a number one on it. You're leading the championship at the moment, but going into PFI, how do we find PFI? Is it a tough circuit for you, or is it a circuit you enjoy?
I enjoy the circuit, but it is quite technical in some places, like going over the bridge and stuff. I think that's quite technical, and the Sector 3 lap's quite hard as well.
Yeah. It is a tough old circuit, isn't it? And in IAME Cadet as well, it's all about, teamwork, isn't it? It's all about, slotting into your teammates. And with being in the Fusion team, you've got quite a few of them, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers in Fusion, and it helps a lot when you have teammates, as you can push together to get a faster lap time down straights.
Yeah, exactly. Talk us about the team as well, because how long have you been with the Fusion team now? Has it been a few years now?
It's been 2 years. I started in Honda, and then I went into IAME for 2 years, and last year I got the number 5 that I wear now.
Yes, you did indeed. Yeah, I do remember that one. So, yeah, like I say, with the Fusion team, like I was talking about, you've got lots of teammates. The atmosphere each weekend, it always seems to be a positive one in the Fusion. Like, you've always got the music pumping out of the tent when either we're walking through the pit lane. We know who the noisy bunch is. It's the Fusion lot, isn't it? Are you part of the responsibility of that? Are you the one causing the noise, or is it the rest of the team?
Yeah, so the team are just having a good laugh. It's a really good team, and it's just really good.
I can imagine. Let's talk about the season so far then. Obviously, round one, Shenington. It was a P4 finish in the final. Shenington, it looks like an easy circuit, but talk us about it, because it's not an easy circuit to actually drive, is it?
Well, I really struggled at Shenington. I don't think it's one of my greatest tracks. I just thought like 4 corners can't be that bad, but it's really hard to drive, and I just couldn't get it right all weekend.
Yeah, the easier circuit looks, the harder it generally is to drive. So that's always one of those tough ones. Then we went on to round two, Kim Bolton. P1 finish at that one. Kim Bolton, again, a fabulous circuit, and it was a very hot weekend on that one, wasn't it? How did you cope in the heat?
Yeah, I just had to stay cool. Coming out P1, amazing result. Last year I done that again as well. Just really happy that I could do it 2 in a row, and I think the track's a really good track. I'm really good round there, and yeah, I'm happy to come out in P1.
Why is Kim Bolton a more of a favourite circuit, like say Shenington? What are the differences between Kim Bolton and Shenington that you prefer?
I just think like more faster corners, more flowing corners. Just a lot more corners in Shenington. And it's just one of my favourites. I've always liked Kim Bolton.
Well, more of a local track for you. Round three was Lark Hall, wasn't it? And that was P1 on both Saturday and Sunday. But a very close finish on the Saturday as well, wasn't it? I think with 0.004 of a second, I believe it was, across the line to your, well, we'll say frenemy for the championship, Noah Wolf, across the line. There was absolutely nothing between you, was there?
Yeah, I was so lucky to get it. It was so close, and it was so hard to actually try and get over the line and win the race before Noah, because he does get a really good run out of the corner.
And again, it was the same on the Sunday as well, wasn't it? It was a very close finish all the way to the end. And your Larkhall is quite a local track to you as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite local, but after the new track, I've never been like to it. I've always been like down south to PFI and Bolton and all other tracks, so it was quite hard to get track time. But yeah, we just tried. We got a weekend before, and then we came out on top, which is really good for the 2 days.
And then, of course, the most recent round, round 4, at Wera, that was a fairly tough weekend because the conditions, again, were awful, completely different to what they were at Kimbolton, where the sun was shining and it was 30-plus degrees. Here it was cold, wet, windy, horrible conditions, but a P2 in the final in that one as well.
Yeah, at Kimbolton, it was really wet, and then P1 over the line, but it was quite unfortunate to get a 5-second penalty, but second is still really good since I got a 5 seconds.
Yeah, you managed to get away with that one, stayed on that podium at Wera, of course. But yeah, Wera obviously not so much further away from, say, other tracks in the UK. It's only still a few hours away, I suspect, from you still, though, isn't it? Because that must be quite a big commitment for you and the family, of course, is to get to these karting circuits every weekend from Scotland, because it's not close to many circuits, is it?
Yeah, Scotland, it's very far away from all tracks. I'd just like to thank my sister for coming because she doesn't have to come every time, but she comes and then she gets on well with her friends and has fun.
She tags along as well. She enjoys spending time with her friends, but does she come and support you racing as well? Is she at the sidelines cheering you on as well?
Sometimes, not
Sometimes.
all the time.
Is that the person we hear screaming over one of the cameras while we're live and we can just hear someone screaming at the side of the track? Is that your sister, is it? Well, there we go. We'll try and find out. But there we go. Through the rounds on that one. Kart Masters, let's talk about Kart Masters a bit because, of course, that was at PFI. And, of course, that was quite a tough weekend for yourself as well. P7 in the final in that one. But again, working that Kart Masters, it was a very one-horse race. Even though you had teammates out there, it was a very every man for themselves, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just think on non-championship rounds, it's every man for themselves. You can just go for it. Doesn't matter about like Christian championship or anything. You can win the Kart Masters if you want to, if you make the right decisions. It's not really teamwork, but well, you do work with team, but you can. It's not like you're gonna lose a lot out of it, like towards championships. So I was quite unlucky because I was using my teammates, but yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
For no Wolf.
Yeah, it is a tough old weekend, is Kart Masters, isn't it? And the same with the IAME Plate as well. It's a tough old weekend because, again, it's a one-off event. It's not a championship round, and yeah, it's all, again, who dares wins on that one as well. So a very tough weekend as well. Let's talk about a little bit more about how you started in karting, because what gave you the bug? Because obviously you've karted from quite a young age, haven't you?
Yeah, started when I was 6 or 7. I'm not sure, but I got into karting because my dad, he used to race, and once I was born, he thought, like, why don't you get him into karting? And then I had my first days out, and I loved it, and then we've just keep on came from that.
What was the first track you drove at?
Larkhall.
Larkhall, there we go. Perfect. That's what, that was why it was a double win then, wasn't it? It was your first track you drove on. So there we go. So a home circuit, first time you were out there as well, and yeah, the double wins the British champs as well. Like I say, with the championship, plans for next year? Are we sticking with cadets, IAME cadets? Or are we moving around? What is the plan for next year?
I'm getting too old for cadets now. I don't really know the plans, but after the weekend, after the world finals, actually, we're going to get some testing in the big kart and see what like driver weights and stuff. It's quite hard to find where you can be and where you can't.
So is that Mini Max? Is that Mini X30? Is that Junior X30? What are we thinking?
But I think I'd rather do junior.
Think you'd rather do junior? Straight up into it. You've watched the junior racing. You thought, yes, I want a piece of that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We talk about the close future. What about the far future? What are the ideas? You plan on being the next Scottish Formula One driver?
Yeah, Formula One's really good, lot of money in it, and I want money. Fast cars, but if I don't quite make it to F1, I think it's not that big of a sport, but British touring cars I've always thought are really cool because they're quite close racing, and I just like close racing. I don't like far away racing.
Yeah, that's a good answer. That is, because close racing is good fun, isn't it? Because you just have that sense that even though it's maybe a championship rival who you're battling with, but when you have a great battle with him, you're just like, oh, that was a good battle. I enjoyed that one. Thumbs up to that one. Who's your favourite British touring car driver then?
I don't think he's that well now, but it used to be Gordon Sheridan, but I think now it's Ashley Sutton.
Changing drivers. Hopefully he doesn't watch it then. Hopefully he doesn't hear this. I think he'll be devastated. Of course, with the season with British touring cars, there are lots of tracks around the UK as well. Silverstone, Snetterton, Oulton Park, Knock Hill. In terms of those sort of tracks, which one stands out to you as your most favourite for that sort of racing as well?
Well, I went to Knock Hill this year, actually, and it was my first time ever going because COVID, and I wasn't, Mum didn't think I was old enough for it before that, and it was so good, so loud and good racing.
Yeah, it is good, Knock Hill, and with it a short circuit as well, isn't it? It gives the racing nice and close, doesn't it? Was it raining at the time? Because I can't remember, because I have to say, I'm ashamed to say this, I didn't watch it. Was it raining?
No.
It wasn't? Amazing. Because usually rains.
Cloudy.
It was just cloudy.
Yeah.
Cloudy. There we go. Cloudy. All it was. I say that it was actually about 30 degrees in Larkhall as well for the British Kart Champs round. So every time I've been to Scotland, it's always been sunny and 30 degrees. I don't know what anyone's talking about saying it's always raining.
Yeah, I know. There was a couple of weeks before that. It's so sunny. We've gone to beaches and stuff just to cool down. It was so hot. People think it's like Scotland. Oh no, it's going to be raining, but it was shining.
Sunshine and blue skies. That's all we need for racing, doesn't it? Of course, with your team, with the Fusion lot, you've got lots of them in your class as well. It's a good atmosphere with the team. How competitive is it, though, in the team? Because, of course, is there, with all of them in the same tent, I suspect it does get quite challenging for you.
Yeah, it's quite challenging. Loads of good drivers in the team. We just want more drivers, but it's getting a wee bit full. Loads of competition in the tent, and that's why we're all up there helping each other. And brilliant team managers like Dan Hazelwood and Neil, Jack Mabin as well, Teddy Wilson and Finn.
Lots of them part of the team, of course, because it is a massive team, isn't it? Because every time we see them in the pack, it's always, oh, there's the Fusion tent. It spans from one end of the pit lane all the way down to the other end of the pit lane. You can't see where it starts and where it finishes. But yeah, that's why it's so difficult to find you on a race weekend, because it's in the Fusion tent. Which one? There's about 6.
Yeah, it's really big. The work that they put in to make us go fast is so well, and it works out so much better with the team.
No, excellent. That's good stuff for that one. And of course, with PFI coming up, of course, double header for this one. Lots of points up for grabs. You are leading the championship, but it is still very close at that top. How are you preparing yourself for these final rounds? Is there lots of reaction tests, or are we just sitting down, chilling, bag of crisps and watching cartoons?
I'm trying to keep myself as fit as I can. Going to football. I've actually got a train tonight with Kilpatrick. And then I try to keep myself fit at home doing workouts on TV, on YouTube, because not old enough to go to the gym yet, and yeah, just try to keep myself as fit as I can so I don't lose any energy going into the last couple of minutes.
Well, professional as ever, because I certainly wouldn't have done that at your age. I'd have been very childish at your age. I'd have been running around doing absolutely nothing useful whatsoever. But yeah, there we go. But like we say, when we watch the cadet racing, it's always really close racing, always fantastic to watch. Me and Henry always enjoy commentating on it and enjoy the IAME Cadet class and, of course, the Honda Cadet classes as well. But yeah, when we see you racing out there, it looks incredibly frustrating because I think Henry's comment to it is it's like playing chess at 60 miles an hour or so, isn't it? There's lots to think about at that speed, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to be the fastest, but also the smartest. It's so hard to think what to do because if you don't make the right decisions, then it won't turn out for you, and it'll be quite hard for you to get back up if it loses you that much.
Yeah, I can imagine, like, because at PFI, obviously, this got a long start-finish straight, and you'll have all the mechanics at the side of the track, and they'll be having the hand signals, the international hand signals for slipstream or anything like that, go faster. Do you have a really good look at where your mechanic is at the side of the track, or do you kind of completely ignore them and tunnel vision straight forward, looking where you're going?
Well, I look at my dad and Dan, Neil and Jack, because they can see the whole track. I can, and they just tell me what to do at the right time because they've been through it, and they know what's going to happen.
Yeah, so they
they know what to do, and they help you a lot with the signals, and it's really cool how they make up signals and you actually know what you're doing with the signals.
They make them up, do they? So it just looks like they're doing a really strange dance at the side of the circuit with just hand signals and just think, yeah, I know what that means. There we go. I'll go do that now. Brilliant stuff. Zac, of course, thank you very much for taking your time talking to us on this one. Is there anyone joining you? Who's joining you at PFI this weekend? Because, of course, we'll be there. Of course, the Alpha Live coverage will be there, live streaming the whole weekend. Who's supporting you this weekend at the circuit?
I've actually got quite a few coming. I've got, I think, my two grands and my grand's friend coming, and that's going to be good. And then all my friends at home watching me. I'd like to say thank you to them.
I'm guessing it's quite it's quite nice to have the support actually at the circuit, because last year we weren't allowed to have all of that, were we? Yeah, in 2020, obviously, that year was very, it was very strict with who you could have at the circuits. It was pretty locked down. But this year, now it's open. It's nice to have the family there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to see the family. You just like to see them when you come out and you win, and then they're like, well done, and then you're just like, God, this is good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, excellent. Well, thank you very, very much, Zac, for talking to us today. I'm sure you've got lots to do for the rest of your day. You've got your football training later on as well, haven't you? So good stuff with that one. Well, thank you very much for talking to us. Best of luck in the coming weekend. I'll see you at the track, and yes, best of luck.
Thank you.